Cubic 851, turn right, heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Hello everyone, welcome to DJ's Aviation. MH370, the missing Malaysian Airlines flight, has emerged in the media over the course of the past few months, far more prominently as the search came to a close and we were sadly all left in the dark about it. In the past 24 hours though, a final report by investigators revealed new information, but not the location or the cause. You may be surprised in me saying this, but it is true. Families of the passengers, however, said it revealed nothing. In the 443 roughly page report, which would be far too time consuming to analyse all, we learnt on page 443 the following. In conclusion, the team is unable to determine the real cause for the disappearance of MH370. The Boeing 777, which disappeared on the 8th of March in 2014, was carrying 239 people and to date is easily the greatest aviation mystery. While we still have no closure on the incident, a few things were reported, including mistakes which took place during important protocols and procedures. Grace Nathan, a lawyer whose mother was on the aircraft, said, "We hope that these mistakes will not be repeated and that measures are put in place to prevent them in the future." While we can instantly have a go at the investigators for not providing any key details or finding the aircraft itself, it is important to realise this report was based on the findings, which were very limited. Thorough investigations of all the passengers were also undertaken by local authorities, and nothing suspicious turned up. With the potential hijacking theory coming about, it is likely that this can be crossed out now. However, all the other theories, according to the officials at the press conference, can't be ruled out because simply they don't know what occurred. The report further indicates that there was nothing to suggest the plane was evading the radar or the crew were not making contact with air traffic controllers on purpose, or that there was a major system failure. However, none of that should be ruled out again because the report neither confirmed nor denied this, it rather suggested it. While all these potential factors have been suggested, other investigators speculated that the pilot or someone was at the controls until the very last moment, essentially flying the plane until it ran out of fuel, a controlled ditching if you will. However, Ocean Infinity, the latest US company to explore the sea, ended their search without finding any remains of the aircraft or its location. As I continue to discuss the report, I want to let you know that the full report, all 400 plus pages of it, will be linked below as a PDF. It's very lengthy, but if you are interested in learning more or just having a read, it will be in the description. A tweet which was posted by a user on the social platform Twitter said people can find tiny droplets of water on a planet so far away from Earth, but cannot find a jumbo jet on Earth. And while this aircraft isn't a jumbo jet, and that's a big generalization, the user brings up a very interesting point. No doubt as this final report caused uproar among so many, but it seems ludicrous that we can't find the aircraft, but we can find other things. As you'll recall, I also detailed how there was the huge unknown factor. At the media press conference where investigators discussed the events of March the 8th, 2014, they noted, "We cannot establish if there was third-party involvement, but we also cannot exclude unlawful third-party interference, which may be to cover their own tracks, but it just seems odd." On top of this, the lead investigator said there was no unusual activity on the pilot's simulator at his home. This contradicts reports which indicated that there was a flight that he completed on the simulator at his home, and it was very similar to this one. Or it was a flight that would take the aircraft somewhere that it could never be found. Again, this is another unknown, and while we certainly could take the investigators' word for it, the whole situation just seems very odd. He said during the press conference though the following in regards to the potential pilot takeover. "We are not of the opinion that it could have been an event of the pilot's doing, but at the same time we cannot deny there was an air turnback and that the systems were manually turned off with intent or otherwise." Continuing on with the report, investigators also took a look at the airworthiness of the plane, essentially meaning they determined whether or not the aircraft was truly fit to fly. It was indeed fit to fly, and that's what they determined. A popular conspiracy theory was that the aircraft was remotely taken over. However, the lead investigator once again strongly denied this and stated there was no evidence to support a remote takeover theory. Boeing also stated themselves that it had not implemented a system or any type of system in general that would allow it to remotely pilot a commercial aircraft. On top of this, they aren't aware of any Boeing aircraft that has such technology. In recent months, it was revealed that the plane was taking on unidentified cargo, which was later identified to be lithium-ion batteries and 2,500 kilograms of it. Once again, the lead investigator noted that there were no irregularities within those batteries. This was a popular idea that there may have been something wrong with the batteries, or that this unidentified cargo was something that caused the plane to go down. While this video may seem very choppy, I'm attempting to cover as many sections, or at least noteworthy sections, of this report as possible, and often the sections are quite brief in what they reveal or discuss, and that's why it may seem a little bit choppy. The next point is the parts found. Over the course of the 4 and a bit years since the aircraft disappeared, 27 significant parts of debris have been recovered. However, only 3 of them have been confirmed to be from the plane, with 7 being almost certain, 1 being likely, 8 being highly likely, and 8 being unidentifiable. In the report, they say that the parts have been found as far north as the eastern coast of Tanzania and as far south as the eastern coast of South Africa. The damage, which was found to the right flaperon, was examined thoroughly and led investigators to the conclusion that the right onboard flap was most likely in the retracted position, and the right flaperon was probably at the neutral position at the time they separated from the wing. That was taken directly from the report itself. As expected, hundreds of media outlets have already begun their clickbait articles detailing what happened to the aircraft. However, while signs point to the autopilot being taken off and the plane being manually flown into the ocean, in the final report it was noted, as I mentioned, that there was nothing confirmed and they couldn't come to a conclusion. Therefore, while we can certainly speculate, and we should be allowed to, it's very much unknown, and sadly it looks like it will stay this way for decades to come, unless there is a key breakthrough, like we find part of the aircraft or something like that. The final report, while coming as a shock to us, will have impacted those personally involved extremely, and I'd like to offer my condolences once again to those families who are going through this incredibly difficult time. While this has been quite a long video, I really wanted to explore as much of the report as I could to give you, my viewers, the best understanding of what it truly meant and what the investigators concluded. While it was really nothing in terms of a big conclusion, and if there was actually something huge revealed, I still feel it is very important to discuss it in depth and not in a quick article or a quick video. I do hope you all enjoyed this explanation on the final report of MH370, despite of course the difficult circumstances. I'd like to thank you very much for your continued support and of course watching this video. If you have any thoughts on the MH370 disappearance, please leave them in the comment section below. Of course, please be respectful as well. I look forward to you all joining me in the next one.
All of these broken dreams in flight, and we'll fly.